Let's catch up with the Daily Telegraph's Tim Blair now for his take on the campaign. Good to catch up with you, mate. Your column just echoed with me, I suppose, resonated with me, because this campaign so far has been, as I said last night, a damp squib, and the coalition been particularly disappointing, sort of not really making their case on key policies and then withdrawing them because of a Labor scare campaign.
Yeah, it's as I mentioned, I think it's as though the campaign's sort of stuck in rehearsal mode. We haven't seen the real thing yet, but it has been the real thing for at least a week. I'm just wondering when it's going to click into the next gear and start accelerating, because right now, maybe tonight's the big eventy at Wenty might get things moving again. Let's hope so.
Yeah, it's got to. It really needs to, and let's hope so. But just to have a look at this backflip, let's have a look at Jane Hume. And she was mentioning this policy about getting public servants back to the office.
Public servants have a right to demand to work from home, and that's simply not working. It's detracting from productivity, which we know is so fundamentally important if we're going to deliver a more effective and efficient public service.
Now, I think the problem here is then they just leave it alone. They don't argue it. They don't articulate it. They don't explain that this is just for public servants and there's always going to be workplace flexibility. They just allow Labor to mischaracterise it, and then we get her on the weekend pulling back from it. Have a look.
We've listened to feedback from right around the country, not just Canberra-based public servants, but right around the country, who are telling us that flexible work is something that they would like to see enshrined. Now, let's face it, it always was going to be enshrined. Flexible work was always here to stay.
Yeah, it always was. And this is the point, Tim. So why don't they make the argument in the meantime? It seems like they vacate the field to Labor.
And when you vacate the field, as you point out, you allow the other team to just dictate terms. So as you said, Chris, this was about public servants only being required to turn up more often at the office, not about anybody else, because the government can't do that about anyone else. It can't dictate to private enterprise. It can't dictate to private individuals what they can do. But Labor was somehow very successfully able to turn this into a debate about working from home in general, and specifically the right of women to work from home and how it might compromise their other desires, their other achievements, their other wants, and so on. And the Liberal National Party just simply let that roll and then ended up apologising for something they didn't suggest in the first place.
Exactly.
It also makes me concerned that people, that our fellow Australians actually think the government is so powerful that it can tell them where they can work.
Yeah,
it's not the case.
It's also an indictment on our media too that they fail to call out Labor's lies all the way along. Let's have a look at Labor here. I want to show you some campaign posters for Katie Gallagher in the ACT. She's, of course, an ACT senator in the nation's capital. There she is. It just says Katie, delivering for Canberra. There's others like this. It goes to show how proud she is of the Australian Labor Party, Tim, that she shows no association with it.
I'm not sure that even in Canberra, Katie's a first name only human being like Madonna or Prince. She might be overstating it a little bit, but it's not an uncommon tactic by people of all parties. I mean, our previous guest here, Dave Sharma, he left off the Liberal Party identification in 2019 and 2022. So it's not unique to Labor candidates, especially those in Canberra.
Yes, they all do want to be elected just on their own merits, except they happen to be on a party ticket without which they would never get elected. Listen to Katie Gallagher when she was asked about this on Radio National this morning.
Oh, thank you for noticing. I just take, to be honest, people just tell me what the best way to put yourself out there is, but I don't think anyone would not know that I am with the Labor Party. I've been around for a while now, and certainly I'm very proud to be a member of the Labor Party.
Yeah, she's not hiding her party. Have a look at this campaign poster from Boothby, though. This is another one. Instead of showing the Prime Minister on her federal election poster, the Labor member Louise Miller-Frost has a picture of Peter Malinowskis, the South Australian Premier, and Penny Wong, of course. I've got a selfie of myself with Malinowskis. I never got one with Albo. Maybe we just all prefer the handsome and sensible Premier over the Prime Minister.
Yeah, it's a bit of a blur of the old state federal things. Just on Katie Gallagher, why doesn't she run? If she's reluctant to run Labor, why doesn't she use the signage "Mean Girls" People would go with that. They'd get that. That would have a bit of impact in the electorate, wouldn't you think?
She could even call herself Mean Girl number 1, except then the other 2 mean girls would be after her big time. Thanks for joining us, Tim. We'll look out for that on the ballot paper next time around, the Mean Girls.